Astralis sticking with the same roster on their 6th series streak they've had towards the tail end of Pro League. Not making any changes. Zipak's not coming in. Bubsky not coming back on in. And, oh, speaking of going quite quickly, straight over towards middle. Magus, first bullet, first headshot. That's another one. Nico's down as well. Pressure on towards Glaive here. Tessus will eventually find first blood for Heroic.
Yeah, Dupree called upon. No worries there. So far, clinical precision, surgical, you might want to say. 3 remain standing. Magus, really nice hold towards middle there as well.
Yeah, crisp stuff from him. If you look at the entry fragging stats, or at least the opening duel stats for this tournament so far, Magisk, I believe, that's during the group stage, was in one of our top 3 players. And the highest, obviously, for Astralis, with that coming into mind. Now, for Heroic, going into Vertigo, it is a risk. You've only seen this Astralis team play it once. You don't really know what to expect. You have to hope that your game plan is more than enough. And wow, there's a lot of nade damage towards Glaive in the early stages of the round here, down to 21 points of health. There's so much pride on the line here, Lauren. You have to think about this Astralis not being ranked as the best Danish team in the world right now, or even the best team in the world. They probably, as you said, want to get those keys to the castle back and show that, you know, they had some downtime, they had some off time. They're recovering from a little bit of time off. And these little whippersnappers on Heroic, they need to remember who to respect. But if you're Heroic and you've just won Cologne, you might want to be showing that there's a changing of the guard coming through.
Yeah, and Heroic have looked pretty good, I'd say, on Vertigo. They've definitely made it one of their own. I would say, though, that Astralis are workhorses. They'll put in the hours to get the map back there, but you are walking into the black box, as you said. So it's a little bit of that question mark even for us. Okay, well, what do Astralis have? Do we see the, a new boost come out, the Furia boost? I doubt it.
I'd be curious to see if it gets played up. Yeah.
Because I mean, every player took note of it. This is the first time we've got to see Vertigo ourselves since that moment. So I wonder if anyone's going to take the time to consider it. On the flip side, though, obviously in this round for Heroic, it's can we get a bomb plant? Can we get a couple of kills? Can we get those rifles away? Device being tagged up is definitely a tick in the right box for them. Little high flash. There's no real rush on this. This mid piece coming through. Dupree could be in a bad spot here. Made a bit of noise.
Join the rotation.
Let's see if he keeps no. Yeah, he's open. Spot the Mao. Magus is there. Yeah, it's wide open. And Glaive's noticed there's a bit of a problem here.
Yeah, Glaive's early damage from those nades in middle means it's going to be difficult for him to rotate in alone. Dupree needs to get something done here. Spots up Stown. Mad spam with the MP9. Magus is going to find another one. Oh!
Stown, that's crisp. He wants another. He's trying to hold the line. S-Tag says no. The retake comes in, but look at the margins. Look how fine they are. Magus, 6 HP. Glaive, 2. S-Tag did stay alive. They do keep the 2 rifles up. They've been able to filter those through, but again, dangerous when you look at Heroic, I feel. They'll always get something out of these rounds.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we were praising with their Cologne run, was the fact that it didn't really matter what their buy was. They were always able to make it work, or at least have a competitive round out of it. And here they've opted to do even more financial damage. So Stown going straight into an AK-47. This was the fake over towards the A side of things, and Magus mopping this up meant there was no concern for a flank or a late round play. And the last 3 players marooned on the B site did their absolute best. Their best wasn't good enough this time round. And yeah, continuing the damage. So Stown with an AK-47 means they want to continue to keep the pressure up. They want to be brawly, they want to be biffy, they want to take the fights, and that is big from Stown. Dupree gets sat down on the B side, and he continues forward. Glaive gets his head ripped off.
That is so potent from Stown. That flash was so well placed too. But it's going to be on Magus. Nice hold first, sprays in, expecting the second. He's equalized that, but look at the buy. Still left for the T side. There's the danger man gone though. That rifle removed, suddenly swings this back towards Astralis, even though it's going to be a costly round no matter which way you want to look at this. Oh, I thought it was an AK maybe. No, it's going to be the UMP. No armor on Tessus either.
He's dead.
Feel like that may be the case. Yep, there's the call, no rush. Doesn't waste the opportunity. And there's the delivery. So yes, again, costly. But Magisk is being a very imposing character early on. Was it 8-1?
Yeah, 8-1 right now, and I think the double kill that S-Tag got and Magus got to slow down this B play was everything, because Stown, bit of a can opener on this B site, turns the flash, takes down Glaive as well, and you'd think that'd be enough, but look at the cleanup crew. They're in the right position at the right time. Multi-kills to save the day, bomb not getting planted. Money will be in a less than ideal position for Stown. You can see he has the Galil. Cadian's brought out the AWP.
What was that?
Oh, it's a leg shot onto Device.
Yeah, there's been a bit of a trade out early on. Nico's taken a fair bit of flack, as is Device. I guess benefit always going to be, hate to say it, but low HP, at least you got the AWP. Does have a lot of utility, might want to try and invest that if he feels a little bit more pressure, but for now, Stown. Again, as you said, can opener. Just slicing through it. Cadian loses the battle, Dupree's on it today. That's going to be a very dangerous combination of him and Magus both having a very strong matchup. Nade again, however, map control hasn't been fully released yet. The T-side's still vying for this sort of stairwell area. They have got the AWP back as well.
Yeah, it's the mid-rounds of Heroic here that we're going to keep our eye on. We call them the fakey boys, and that's for a reason. Once they take some territory, they're normally able to run their opponent for a little bit of a loop, but this time, not a huge amount being gifted to them in the early stages, having to fight and claw through for every part. The low HP on Nico is one I want you to keep your eyes on here. Has been able to pick up the AWP to make himself as potent as possible, lining up their smokes now. 3 players over towards this A side of things for Astralis. Device trying to look up and over. Gonna drop their nades now, see if they can get any damage done. Molotov's good, 27 seconds left. Nico's taken down one, bomb's dropped. Vegas with another multi.
Where is he pulling these out of? These are really high pressure scenarios, but now Glaive gonna be called upon. The 2v1 as Nico does have the AWP, but he's going to have some close-range battles. You know Glaive's close. He's seen where that molly comes from, but he's still so focused. Swings out, they're both facing, not going to let it slip away or get too dangerous. Another costly round, but 4 rounds on the board for Astralis.
Yeah, and a quick 4 as well. So Heroic are being dangerous in all of these, but you need to convert at some point. We're going to have the max loss bonus coming through because they did lose the pistol. Excuse me, as my voice is starting to...
You okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Just looks at me. It's just, it's going. Look, we've lost out on Rush today.
Yeah,
He's
no
taking
Rush.
a day off, so Chad's feeling a little alone. You know, his boy's out of there. And,
I have some jumpsuits for Rush and I. I'll show you the photo, Lauren.
Oh, so, you know, they've been told to make some content. So what that means is
Go
Chad's
well
going to
and
play
truly
silly
over the top.
buggers.
I really like dressing up. I'm not really into
nothing wrong
Halloween
with it.
and stuff.
No, that's fair enough. We do have another gun round coming in, but I cannot wait to see that picture. If you could just ping that across, I'd very much appreciate it. Double AWPs out. We do have Dupree on the other, so that's going to be a little bit of a change up now. No real initial damage done. A bit of a chip away at Nico, but that's no problem. They seem very aware of the presence coming from the T side. This is a T side from Heroic that isn't just, you know, push up ramp, try and make the play. Glaive,
Hello.
too aware.
Yeah, we've seen this before from Heroic. So Glaive being set up in this position is going to play spoiler on Burr up early. Molly. Oh, what? Nico. Head on a swivel. Glaive goes down. Another opening for Heroic. Molly to delay. Dupree now getting forced into the site. Flames everywhere. 3 mollies down right now. CT's doing everything they can. And look at Burr up taking more space. Another headshot for him as, look at this, Dupree's going to get decapitated as well.
Oh, that's so quick. So precise. And now the last 2 for the CTs, as these rounds have been a little costly. Wait, how? How has this happened? How is Device still relevant to this round? That's the bomb now loose. It is a 1v3, but the bomb's on his side. If he can somehow make this more dangerous, I'd be amazed.
Nico has a smoke, right? And he's coming over now from the B side of things. If he just drops this over towards the ramp, it should negate Device. Now, there's no reason for them to pick just yet. 30 seconds left on the clock. No need to get ahead of themselves. They would want to take this rifle away. So you can see this almost like a CT side of retake smoke that Nico's just thrown on out. That'll take the line of sight the Device had out of the equation. Another smoke for Stound as well. So they can... Oops. All right, they will be planting, and it's going to be on the elevator room side of things. So this means Device now has a couple of options. Save or go for a 1-on-3 that seems very unlikely to win. And as Mr. Consistent, he's going to tank that AWP and get on out of dodge. Heroic, their economy isn't built to go for the chase, but I would say that it might be worth trying to sniff him out because he was close. So you can see now Stound pushed down in towards the forklift room. And Device here over towards T-Spawn, just trying to hide anywhere he possibly can. At this point, Stown will have lost him, and it's going to be much more difficult for him to find where he's moved on off to. Going up that ladder room, he's going the wrong place. So AWP will be saved. Dupree has enough money to buy. Glaive, Esatag, and Magus, not so much. Device can drop across a rifle here if they want to go for a scrappy round. But Heroic there, that was all on the back of Borup. Well, Nico's entry, I suppose. You can see this little boost that they're going for. Nico jumps on up.
Oh,
Gets the shot there onto Glaive, and then Borup pushing forward using that smoke to his advantage, finds 2 key frags, and that's the round done and dusted right there. But you can see how much room Heroic were taking across the map on all fronts, and that's why we got into that awkward situation with the bomb going down to Device over on the A side of things. But they're on the board now, Heroic. And coming into today, we had GG.bet odds favoring Astralis. Now, I think a lot of that has to be put in merely on namesake.
Yeah.
We haven't seen these two teams go head-to-head in recent times. The last time they played was back in May. That is after basically a month, I would say it was, of Nico just joining this team. And they played 2 maps. One was a 16-14 and one was an overtime game. And that is after they just joined. Now, obviously, the roster for Astralis is different. They've had to bring on in some newer names for this 7-man roster that they are now rocking. As we get back underway, the guns are back out. They've been able to make a buy work. 2 M4s, a Deagle, a UMP, and then that saved AWP of Device. Lots of smokes, but no real Molotovs to work off, as dupree's taking a lot of space here. That flash will be heard from Nico. Very filthy angle that he's holding. And here's the danger man.
All right, Device, this gets scary. Yeah, Tessus somehow finds that pick first. Considering the angle, that wasn't going to be easy, but he's done very well with this. That suddenly opens up a great deal of opportunities for the T side now. Esatag obviously was the one with the Deagle, so that side is looking a little lighter for defense, but Glaive and Magisk are both here. Now, Esatag's getting a little cheeky. I guess he feels like he could try and maybe get some pressure, maybe even recover the AWP if he got very lucky.
Look at all this space. They're not being fakey boys today. They're just taking all the room that's been offered up from Astralis and punishing them for it. The B-bomb site's open. Stown is going to confirm that in just a moment. The timing on this will depend on where Stown's looking as dupree is coming on. That flash gives away dupree's position. So on high alert now is Stown, and you know nobody's close because of that flash. And they might just go for the 4-man A save. It's not the wrong play by any means. Astralis are the definition of percentage Counter-Strike. You will see them whenever they know that a scenario is lost or they're better saving onto their guns to take a battle in another day, they will do exactly that. The chase from Stown is already here, so the play-by-play, Lauren, I think it's coming in one of these save rounds again.
Well, the initial threat's been removed, but here comes the bigger problem. As I said, Stown. Now, they did get the AWP back. That's with Esatag for now, but dupree's going to get probably the next check here unless Stown... Oh, that's a freebie on Magus. Really didn't expect someone that close by. Esatag trying to hold towards ramp. Katie on the other side. Big tag on him. Esatag's going to push it. Oh, didn't get anything out of it now. All guns lost. Great chase from Heroic.
Yeah, and they did that very well, containing Astralis there towards that ramp position. Taking those weapons away, you can see what that's done to the economy. It was the $1,900 loss bonus coming on through. So the most money they had was Magisk on 2,200, and they've actually opted for the 4-spy. So not wanting to just take the save, get the 2,400 through, and go for a bit of a lower gun round situation. They want to continue to tussle for the early economic control. And if they lose this round right here, they will have to take a save in the next, and that's going to allow Heroic to tie things up. Now, we don't really know where this sits in the map pool for Astralis. All we know is with Esatag, they've only played it once, and that was a loss to Vitality, 16-9. So a little bit of a punish here from Heroic, but they need to play their game, and this is going very well against the 4-spy. Finding another opening over towards B.
Chunky nade, though. Suddenly makes those Deagles a bit deadlier. I guess Tessus is also in that danger range.
Here comes the fakey boys.
There they are, but Glaive could be in for some fun if he gets the information here. He can just hold this.
It's a good weapon for the job.
Certainly his little snapping turtle. Also means that you can stay postured where they were. Right, first bit of contact. Okay, that's suddenly going to open up that big question mark of where are they going then? Because they still have players postured up middle as well. Stown's in a great position, slicing them right through the middle. No chance for those Deagles to get into position. Magisk catching Stown unawares.
Pressure's coming from ramp right now, so Stown was just cutting off the rotation to make sure he didn't go on down, and that allowed his teammates to get there and potentially deal with Magus. They didn't need it. He was able to quell it himself, and now pushing forward Cadian. As that Mac 10 would love the kill bonus that he can get with that bad boy right there.
Am I saying that he personally hasn't had a win against Astralis in a long time?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, wasn't there like some mad stat that you were saying?
Cadian hasn't beaten the core of this team in 5 years. So if he's able to do it here today, it's going to be quite the victory. He's been happy before. We've seen the man with big smiles on his faces, tears of joy running down his face. But today, really, I want to paint this picture of national pride. Like, I get that, you know, it is just a... Well, actually, what am I talking about? It's a playoff match in ESL Pro League Season 12. It's a big deal. And Heroic have a chance right now to show that they are the best Danish team. Those rankings are not flawed. This will be the eco coming through from Astralis. Should be seeing Heroic even things up 4-4. I'm really curious to see Nuke. I think Astralis are crazy. I can't believe they picked that into Heroic.
We'll see if there's method to the madness. I'm sure they've got a reason.
There's an overlapping map pool, right? So all 5 of these maps that we had up for grabs today, which would have been Overpass, Nuke, Train, Vertigo, and Inferno. Both teams, they'd be comfortable in playing any of them. Dust 2 and Mirage are the standard bans. Dust 2's Heroic's ban. Mirage, Astralis removes time and time again. And when you look at that, when you look at how these map pools overlap for a series like this, we consider Heroic to be quite structured, but have these fantastic mid-rounds. Obviously, Astralis, they're the team that really brought such things as, you know, the potency of flash assists and utility damage. And I'm going obviously back 2 years to 2018 when they reshaped the way we appreciate and watch the beautiful game of Counter-Strike. But they're the ones to always be changing the way we watch, right? You have to think about this, the 7-man roster now. There's obviously the burnout factor that comes on through. This makes them harder to read. I mentioned there was only 15 maps played with Tag up until this point. And an opening for Cadian. So, geez, there's been a lot of openings within the early stages here for Heroic.
Yeah, Glaive caught in a very uncomfortable position, but Device might be in something similar. Let's see how much this nade does. Too deep, just about slips past, and Tessus is pushing this. Yeah, they feel the pressure now. Tag has to show himself. Molly comes in, smoke ready, quickly extinguishes, but he's in trouble. That flash bails him out of dodge. Stown tries to make the quick play up short, but Device greets him. Nade now from Magisk, Borup has to be cautious. Nice adjustment, just clean as anything, and Borup's going. He wants to be the spearhead, but Tag does remain alive. Device still on short as well, makes that cross just a bit too deadly. Doubled up now and towards the site. They've hit the brakes for a second. Heroic, not quiet, but it's only Borup showing his intention. So far, Cadian staying calm and slowly building presence.
It's going to be tough for Cadian to clear this with the AWP. If he takes a shot on Device, Tag will swing.
There's a smoke. There's the flash. Device comes back out. Safe pair of hands there, keeping Tag comfortable. Yeah, nicely shut down in the end.
Yeah, well done by Astralis there. It got a little bit dicey after that opening kill, but they quelled that A push and they're able to post their 5th round. Yeah, just a bit of a freebie right there. You can see him around the corner, nade in hand. Money's great for Heroic. There won't be any worries here. This is the opening kill. Glaive with that full kit of nades, just dead. Easy as you like. Nade will fall on down, but Cadian will be well and truly out of there after finding that frag. Mac 10s, Lauren, 2 of them. Cadian and Borup. We're about to see a pace change here. This is going to be a quick one.
I want to see some real speed. Let's go, Cadian. Let's see what he's got. Bounding out through middle. Needs to set things in motion, but he's straight through. This art? Is this a P90? No, it's Cadian with a Mac 10, upgraded to an AWP. The sight's theirs. The pace change was outstanding. You're done, Astralis. This retake is going nowhere, boys.
And the key to this has been Heroic, you know, actually putting a bit of pressure over towards that B side of things in the early stages. So they know that there's pressure towards A, they know there's pressure towards B. They're doing the 2-man B lean at the start with 3 players to quell any A aggression from Heroic. And guess what? Heroic go, well, there's 3 parts to this map. We'll just run straight up the guts, go through middle, jump over the construction area, your backs are turned, your pants are down, and now you have to save these rifles. Our money's good, and they're hunting.
Oof. It's just about alive, 13 HP. Not
Nico's
much
got
to play
this.
with. Yeah, Nico's probably got the cross. Glaive might survive. Might being the optimal word.
Yeah, no one else is close.
Fine now. But yeah, I love that. As you're so right. Just kind of conditioning them to have to respect the fact that they do pressure both bomb sites, right? Yeah. So eventually, of course, Astralis then have to account for that. They can't have that, you know, swingman being comfortable in middle because it hadn't been tended to in a while. And then suddenly you got Mac 10s flying out there in the site, no problem. Wow.
And now the guns come out, so they know that they've punished the economy here on the Astralis side of things. Dupree's actually purchased on in. He had 37, oh, he spent 37.50, gone for Kevlar and the M4. Knowing that they're going to get a $2,900 loss bonus in the next round, they should be able to work out some form of a buy. This time, 2 players over towards mid, just 1 over towards A. That'll be Glaive with the saved rifle and all that utility. Dupree could be set into motion here with the flash from Tag, so keep an eye on this. As soon as he jiggles spots, like there's the flash. They're pushing forward.
Nice flash. Come out of it okay. The spray goes a little wild for the claim towards Tessus. Stown's there towards Dupree. Tag's in the smoke, and Device with a banger finds Testus, but look at Astralis still. Whoa, Stound's aware. They're gonna hear a little something. Oh, what?
It's a flank.
And out of nowhere, Magus appears and Glaive shuts it down. That was mayhem. They called chaos and it worked.
Wow, didn't even...
How did Magus get those two?
Yeah, didn't even have my eyes on that flank right there. So that was everything in that round, obviously, those 2 impact kills while they were dealing with S-Tag in the smoke. So sometimes staying alive, ladies and gentlemen, is just as important as getting the kills.
Because they couldn't leave that area. They weren't getting towards the bomb site. They couldn't,
So I'm just trying to look back and see where Magus came from. I'm pretty sure he would have pushed the ladder room because he was over towards middle in the early stages of this round.
Let's see if anything interesting comes from this. Glaive now having to be a little bit more cognizant of that middle play coming through. But it looks like back towards kind of what we know. This ramp play coming up, that's definitely a spot, but Cadian lands the shot. Nade to follow in case there's a couple more, but also the AWP's going to get just shuffled further away, potentially towards the T side. Now expecting to flex over towards the other side. They've caught it. Stound is doing so well at this. Be it Glaive, be it Dupree, it doesn't seem to matter. He finds constant success as soon as they look for information on the other side.
They need to close this one out cleanly here, Heroic. Their money has dipped on down in the last few rounds, so they're crossing their T's, they're dotting their I's, they're making sure that they're able to get all the picks they need. And well, as Nico jumps up, Glaive swings in, Magus finds another. Now we have a 3-on-3, so what I was talking about has just fallen apart. Didn't go with the standard group up, trade out efficiently onto the site, wanted to continue to deal with Astralis across the map, and that's cost them 2 members, and maybe even the round here as Glaive searches for more information. They've given up B at this point. He's pushing towards middle. Esatag playing a bit of a relay race. We'll pass that over and head over to cover off B, and then over towards A in a passive setup is Magus. But look at this. Glaive could be absolutely deadly. It was Magus on the flank last round. Could be Glaive on the flank this round.
Magus aware. Good damage.
He's already there, Lauren.
And you're right. Glaive's made it just in time. What does he want to deal with first? Short? Why not? Spam again. Let's see what Glaive's up to. Yeah, look at this. Perfect timing. Execution up. Oh, Borup trades it. That's quite impressive, but he's down to 1 HP for that. A big sacrifice made. The bomb did get planted, so Estag could really do with removing Borup if he could, but Stound's gonna be the man on the cross. If Borup can create chaos, that'd be great, but he doesn't need to. As now Estag left in the 1v2. Tucked on short one, you can see him going for all the way around the world, and Borup has not moved a muscle. You can see him over by those sandbags, but it's just that pixel out of place, and Estag has no idea. 1 HP is all he needs. Borup keeps this round safe.
Yeah, and that should have always been Heroic's round. If they dropped that one right there, it would have been catastrophic, considering how they opened things up. 2 big kills. Got a little bit... I thought they were being very safe in the way that they were fanning out, looking for Astralis aggression. But Nico getting caught off with that timing. And that's a big kill from Borup there. If he didn't convert onto Glaive, he had already won that round single-handedly. Borup as well, after the group stage, was in the top 5 in terms of headshot percentage. It's not normally one that we point on out, but the precision on this kid, the robotic aim, that was one of the key storylines we were building with Heroic. Just a lot of talented youngsters within this team. And they're not youngsters necessarily in terms of their tenure within Counter-Strike. They've all been playing for some time. You've had Nico has played in teams like Optic and North. You've got Tessa's coming up through the likes of Copenhagen Flames. Borup's been on this Heroic roster for some time. Cadian's been in every team under the sun. And those nades, that is a huge chunk of damage. These Deagles become deadly now.
Yeah, they're looking a little bit stronger than once before. Device going to be holding the cross here. Magus, the H man from that round previous, has gone down, but maybe Device wants that mantle. And the molly's being thrown in, nades being put down. They want to try and clear this out safely, but those rifles might have to do the damage instead. Flashed up S-Tag, goes on the play. He needed that second shot, and it just didn't land for him. And now Borup 2 HP has been removed. Glaive is still being a nuisance, a threat. And these 3 are desperately trying to jostle for a way forward, but Glaive's got himself a rifle.
Yeah, this is dangerous. This is messy. Oh, he spotted the head towards Sandbag. They know that this is on the boost. He's even bounced down through the smoke.
Must be nice. Glaive, though, going to push on that. Maybe a little hap-handed, but felt as though the necessary steps were there. Spots out Nico. Got to be careful of Cadian now. He knows where both of them are. Dupree's Deagle. It's been in clips, it's been in highlights, and this time it's on the floor and it's useless. A valiant attempt again, 3 kills, good damage, but, you know, rounds on the board no matter what for Heroic. 6-7, though, how do we see this map at the moment? I guess we don't know Astralis' T-side, so it's hard to account for that.
Yeah.
But it feels T-sided.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we've been discovering with Vertigo, still the newest map within the pool. We're not quite sure exactly how it pans on out just yet, but the stats are leaning towards it being more of a T-sided affair. And now, not by much, right? We're not
Still
saying
close.
there's large margins, but on the T-side, getting those 8 rounds, I would say, is probably the starting point for a win on a map like Vertigo. Now, I think here coming into what is going to be the second last round of the half.
I think Mac isn't actually there. It's got to be just a gift at this point.
What, you think he just plays himself there?
Yeah, he's got it set up. He's just on loop.
Maybe he never sleeps.
Mac, please get sleep, mate. It's not right.
Well, we've got
Turn into Chad otherwise.
Jeez, you don't want to do that. We've got the scores here for everybody. Magus with 16 kills, 9 for Estratag, 8 for Device, 5 for Dupree, 7 for Glaive. On the other side of things, 15 for Stown, 11 for Tessers, 8 apiece for Borup and Cadian, and then Nico with 6. 2 rounds left in this first half here of play. This is our last round 1 upper bracket match for the playoffs of ESL Pro League Season 12, the European division. Winner of this goes on to play big.
Ooh, close round play. First time we've seen it, and a bit of a fumble from Tessers, but capitalized by Glaive. Was a bit of a gap in the smoke he was looking to try and play with. Dupree's got to be careful. He's not necessarily isolated. He does have Magus there, but there's a fine balance.
There's about to be 2 more there as well, Lauren, so this is going to be well handled by Astralis.
But now Molly comes in, forced to fight, can't make it away safely. Borup's going to punish that, but investment of utility. These 3 players, how much room do they have?
Well, they don't realize it, but A, they could go back and take full control of Fork Room. The issue is Glaive's push and Tessers' fumble makes them believe that there is the possibility that Astralis have pushed very far forward. We can see on the radar in the top left that there's been an over-rotation. They've sent 2 players towards middle. Device sent that of Glaive. You've also got postured up very forward is Magus over towards the B side of things. He's the canary in the coal mine. And then over towards A will be Estratag. That HE that he has can do a chunk of damage to Borup, but they should have enough hit points between them here to be able to at least get that bomb down. Working with 1 smoke and 1 Molotov and 2 flashes. It's going to be hard to entry onto the site here. That's perfect from Cadian.
Makes it look so easy. Molly comes in, Glaive now. Smoke right back.
Interesting smoke. He's actually denied the fact that he could try and Molotov off towards the site there. Yeah. He repositioned, so his teammates, Molly, who didn't make it. This flank from Magus, we've seen him do it once. Can he do it again?
And getting past Cadian's going to be tricky, though. No utility, nothing to really clear him out from this. It's going to be a straight-up fight, but he's kind of worked his way into a curious position. Obviously going to be unexpected,
Doesn't
but
help him.
Yeah, now he's just kind of back in a normal CT position, I guess. It's a little weird, a little unique, and he's overwhelmed in the end. Borup playing a great matchup so far. 3 kills this round as Device tries to eliminate him, but no, Borup's having none of what he's selling. 4 very important kills for Borup.
Yeah, he's having a good game. Now, with this heroic roster in the past, we've always noted that the star seems to be Stown, and then coming in with a lot of impact was Nico, at least throughout the Pro League season. When you look at Cologne, every single individual stepped up. We had Tassus with some big clutches. We obviously had Cadian finding impact on that AWP. And then Borup, well, you're able to see his aim on display on this T side. His AK, I don't know what his headshot percentage is right now, and it's like I said, it's not normally a stat line I care too much about, but this kid, every kill, it seems like it's a headshot.
Nico, freebie towards Glaive. And yeah, I think between Stown and Borup this game, both of them have been exemplary at their job. I think Stown, that switch up towards middle, he's hit with that kind of can opener approach that he's decapitated the likes of Dupree a couple of times and Glaive as well. Oh, my voice is getting a bit interesting. It's almost like we've been talking about Counter-Strike a lot.
Yeah, we like it though, Lauren, don't we?
We do like it. Now, what do the 4 remainders do here? I don't see a way you can just play your normal spots. I guess this mid attempt, a little bit more aggressive on the other side to try and maybe garner some information or positions. But it does just leave Magus.
Yeah, they're gambling, right? They're gambling to hope that they've made the right call here to get a couple of trades. And they're great at taking space. I like some of the pushes that we've seen. That's made it more difficult for them to constantly be faking. That's one of the keys here to defeating a team like Heroic. But this utility usage is fantastic. That short position is going to be completely laden with flames over this. Where are you going to stand, Magus? It's hot out there, isn't it?
Bloody hell, that's brilliant, isn't it? Everything accounted for. These guys have made Vertigo look like a very comfortable pick for them. I don't think many teams can say that yet, but they look brilliant at it. Now, Estag and Dupree, nothing else to go for here. You might as well make that play, see what you can do with it. Just smoke back in. No offers being made, really. Those rifles keeping these two done. Yep. And there goes Dupree. And it looks like Estag probably going to be soon to follow.
9-6 on the half here. The Danish derby going down live and direct. Tune in just a moment for the second half and conclusion of map number 1.
Feel the heat, but we don't wanna let go. We answer questions that we ask alone. I hear the words, but they're coming out in echo. So, would you give up the fight if you had no time to even surrender? Would you give up your rights and let your life slide away? At the bottom, don't take the bait, just walk away, resuscitate your nirvana. I feel a way I've never felt before. I finally found what I'm looking for. So, would you give up the fight if you had no time to even surrender? Would you give up your rights and let your life slide away? Give up the fight if you had no time to even surrender. Would you give up your rights and let your life slide away?
Coming into this heroic are leading so far. We have seen their T side and we know their Vertigo is very, very strong. Now, what we don't really know is what Astralis can bring on their T side. That's still a little bit of an enigma. We have seen a couple of goes of it, but it really isn't enough to truly understand how much work they may have done recently. So this should be eyes on Astralis. Let's see if that T side has been refined and what they've been up to in those last couple of weeks, couple of days, maybe building a little bit more towards this T side.
Lots of utility here. This smoke from Magus being set up from spawn, a double boost over towards the wooden boards at B, and Stound's going to have a lot to deal with. There are two players over towards middle to rotate over towards us quickly to help him and burrow up. Here we go.
Yeah, Stound though, completely unflashed, unfazed. Gets a 1-for-1 trade out, but Borup's still there, and he's actually doing pretty well for himself. Gonna slow them down, still buys time for the reload. Nice little swing from Borup, and they can't make it off the stairwell. Locked in, trapped. A nice idea, but the execution didn't come through as well as they'd like.
Cadian's going to be in position to hear this. So he's hearing the steps up the ramp very, very quickly. Going to tuck in plain sight. They're splitting one up through the short position. It looks like it's slowing down from that of Glaive. They're seeing what they can find. Smoke will come out. Magus to sell this by himself. Cadian's forward enough to deal with this. If he goes down, we might have some problems. And now that Magus has fallen, it is just Glaive.
There goes the speed up. Tries to run it all the way back.
He wants to plant. That's all he wants.
If he can get it down, it'd be a miracle. Borup and Nico are both there. Catching the cross. There's one. There's two. Nicely handled by Heroic. Again, comfortable looking for them.
Yeah, and no plant here means going into the second round of the second half, round number 17. They shouldn't have too many dramas ahead of them. Can still be the force buy from Astralis, but I would say without getting the plant here, the percentage players take the eco, get the AKs out in the next round. Score 10-6 now. Let's see how far in the hole they want to dig themselves. If you're tuning into the fan cams, esl.gg/fancam if you want to join on in. It will be that save, a P250 in the hands of Tag. Everybody else just with the Glocks. And, well, let me explain this phenomenon to you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they've invested only $300, but what they can do by whittling down the clock, by taking their time, is allow Heroic to expend all of their CT-sided utility, their protocol nades, their deep smokes, their flashes for territory, their Molotovs to delay rushes. Now, the idea here from Astralis, they know they're probably not going to win a round like this, but they can keep it as costly as possible. Knowing in next round they get the $2,400 loss bonus, they will be able to buy AKs with light utility themselves, or if they want Galils to get up the full set of nades. If they can get a kill and a plant, that's even better. But the most likely scenario here is just wait for the CTs to drop their... Hello? Hello, hello?
There we go.
Oh, Borup, how much do you want, my friend?
4 kills.
19 to the name. I was having a look in that first half, and I'm not 100%, but I think Borup had like 13 kills, and of those 13, 11 of them were headshots or something. I'm not 100% on that.
Bloody hell.
But he was looking very, very clean within that first half. Now, let's take a look here. Moving into the first gun round, round number 18. Those AKs have come out, but the buy for Heroic is considered a bonus scenario. Nobody died. Everybody alive, everybody carrying through what they had. So 2 Famouses, the 2 MP9s, they can be potent up close and personal towards positions like scaffolding and short. It looks like they're going for a mid and B lean, with Nico having the sole responsibility of locking down A. So stalling out Astralis early with their A-ramp utility. Stown is looking for info. This is a massive fight right here.
He's got support though. Borup's right there. These are the 2 heavy hitters. So Stown and Borup on the same side is actually pretty scary. Dupree on the other side, mid stacked out too. CT side, heftily investing into this.
He gave up A.
Yeah, no one's at A.
I think they're looking for tells.
Nice, clean enough for Dupree as well. 89 HP, gets to be quite happy with that. Now Borup is still here, so the information's retained. They're not too worried, but he's going to probably just find a bit more of a safe angle to sit in.
Yeah, and look how much room Device has over towards A. The fact he's already pushed up short, he's got complete control now, clearing on off, he can see nobody's home. So a full retake could come through from the likes of Heroic with a late Borup flank, but the fact that they do have a man down and Device has pushed this far forward means that Astralis don't need to expend too much utility. Cadian needs to be considering his angles here.
Device.
It's a big kill through the smoke. Look at all their nades, Lauren, to set up for a retake here. Molotovs, HEs, smoke grenades. Oh, the nades fluffed there. It could have been a kill.
That second one, yeah, you think about it now. Dupree's on only 20 HP after a little bit more spam came into play. But yeah, if that second nade had actually landed, hey, that's a 4v3 to start with. But let's see what that utility looks like now into motion, considering there's so much left of it. Smokes, mollies, flashes, grenades, they've got everything, but they still can't get past Device. Taking down Nico, forced out of position, turns the flash, gets back into it. Tessus does cross through, but there's Borup. Glaive's gone down, so the point man's there, but yeah, Kit's going to be a factor, and the lack of one's going to be feeling a little severe at this. Device again, another kill. 3 for him now as time dwindles. I think Cadian knows. Let's see if he can make it costly. Gets one on the way out, but the round will go to Astralis.
Yeah, decent work there from Heroic. Everybody dying on the Astralis side of things, and check out their money right now. 3 players, only 3,500. Device and Dupree with a little bit more. Just above that 4K mark. And I said it was a bonus round for Heroic. So they didn't have to invest in anything other than utility. And that's going to mean that coming into this next round of play, even after losing round number 3, they will be guaranteeing themselves more of a potent buy. So the damage, great stuff there from the side of Heroic, but even an opportunity for them to have won that round. The retake did look a little bit sloppy in stages, a couple of missed nades and bad timings, no kit as well, and Tag almost finds the opening on Stown. Bit of damage done, down to 74, has to put him on notice, and you can see the omission with some of these buys I was talking about. Device down to a Deagle. You've got Magisk on a Galil, UMP in the hands of Glaive, and well, it looks like it's going to be a B finish. They want to go back to Borup's lair.
I'd probably be avoiding that considering how good these two have been. And yeah, Borup's going to make light work of the first two. They do eventually break in off the back of Device's Deagle doing well, but now it's a 3v3. Tessus is well and truly aware of the danger here. All three players for the CT side. And not far from the side itself, nade comes in. Any damage? Yeah, good chunk as well. Device can be posting forward though, postured a little bit more aggressive, keeping room, keeping space. The timing! Tessus, well played back through on that, but now the 2v2 begins, and again, Glaive wants to get a little bit closer. This gets dangerous. Cadian up on top by that little construction area. Glaive gets the contact, and again, Magisk now left in the 1v1. He knows where Tessus was. He needs a clean shot in. Tessus. Round and around we go, and Tessus on the absolute Ferrari peak out of the generators is going to get the defuse.
Device has been quite instrumental on some of these T rounds. I know that we're only a handful of rounds into the second half, but the space that he's taking and the way that he's trying to shut down these retakes, normally Device is the man you see in the AWP in the backlines once they've taken a site, ready to sweep on through and close things down. Well, on a map like Vertigo, T-sided AWPing not the easiest thing in the world, and this is huge from Tessus here. You know, winning a one-on-one, we were talking about this man as the clutch factor in certain games over there in Cologne. You can see what this means to the boys. Like, this is a huge situation for Heroic to find themselves in. Going up against the kings of Counter-Strike, we're not just talking about an Astralis here, you know, who were once upon a time the greatest team in the world. We're talking about the team who in their country are revered as celebrities, who everybody wants to be on this squad. Astralis are at the top of the mountain as far as Counter-Strike's concerned. Heroic, they're the whippersnappers. They're biting at the heels. They're winning tournaments. They've played a lot this year already. The second half of the season, or the second half of the year, the second season as we're calling it, they've looked great. And I know it's the online era, but that's all you're getting right now, ladies and gentlemen.
We've got a little bit of an information piece coming from Mac that I see there. He's saying, I don't think Astralis lose nuke, but Heroic are looking good. Thank you, Mac, for the input there.
Live from Mac, down under, in the future.
Yeah, maybe he's a little biased. He can see too much information. He's, you know...
He's being nice with it. You know, he's only leaking out a little bit at a time.
True.
Okay, Cadian with another opening here. Openings have been looking fantastic for Heroic across the board.
Tech9s and Eagles not really going to get any chance to have any fun. The fun police of Tessus has been on the case. Smoke's still there. Plan would be nice, but it feels very... What?
That was a nice shot.
Quite spicy. Glaive. Up. Gets it done. Okay, it's a 1v2. Like, I'm not taking this... Like, the seriousness of this round didn't really kick in until I'm like, it's a 1v2 and he's got himself a rifle and a good bit of time to play with.
Yeah, the only thing he's lacking here is armor of any variety.
Yeah, that's true.
Cadian having the AWP, though, there is a window. If Cadian misses, can be immediately punished by that of Glaive. And with the smoke, Glaive could even buy himself a little bit of room to get that bomb down. So back over to B he will head. A little bit of sound cues being given up. They will hear that. They're going to find themselves in the right place at the right time. And now he needs to cross the gauntlet. Hasn't dropped the smoke on out. Jumping into the hands there. Cadian does miss. Now there's a world where Cadian kills him with the AWP. So lucky I didn't finish my sentence completely there, guys. There was no pause. We'll edit that out in post. As at this point, well, the money has been kept honest for Heroic. Take a look. Stown's pretty low on cash. Nico the same. Tessus has enough to get a rifle up, but it will mean there's not too much utility behind this unless he opts for the FAMAS. Nice shot there from Tag. And yeah, the plant would have been ideal, but Astralis got away with more damage than I think what they were worth after those initial frags came on the Heroic side of things. 2 FAMASes, an AUG for Tessus. A bit of a specialty for Tessus and Nico once we get across the nuke. Cadian with a wild crosshair placement there, almost drawing a circle around some of the Astralis players, as this time they will be heading over towards the A side of things. They need to take the fight to Heroic, who last time round weren't even on this bomb site. Remember, they had given it up for free and it was a retake.
Yeah, very unique approach for a couple of these. Molly in towards Sandbag, going through the protocols of taking Rambacadian's position.
Yeah, I hate this. There's no one over scaffold to control.
Yep.
Yeah, not a fan of that one. But great shot from Magisk to deal with that.
Yeah, Tessus has to fall away slightly. Still wants to be very prevalent, but Does get back to safety and even grabs Glaive on the way.
Oh, no way.
What? How did Nico get that shot? It felt like he was all kind of sewn up for a second, but the classics, the D&D combo. Everyone a fan of the double Ds. Bomb is loose, though. Needs to get back into play. Still have the molly on Tess. There's still a flash in play for Borup as well, and his flashes are so good as well.
There's no eyes on to know if they still have the bomb here, so utility comes out. They want to fight.
Yeah, they're being super brawly. Dupree is going to be overwhelmed. I don't think Device was aware that was a possibility, if I'm honest. Or maybe just not thinking they'd go for that, but above the smoke, sees him.
4 bullets left.
Look at where Stound's gone, though, and he considers it for a second, but he's playing with that in mind. He's a dead man walking, gets one, and there's Stound just being alive, keeping safety on short. Will mean the round does go for Heroic. This is 14-7. This is looking wrapped up.
Yeah, skin of the teeth, though. Let's just consider how the last 3 rounds have transpired. Actually, let's make it the last 4. Round 3 of the game, we had the bomb going off and all the damage being done. That means that 9 players were taken out of the server. The only survivor was Cadian, and they lost the round. In the following round, they defused in a 1-on-1 scenario, 1 player surviving for Heroic. The pistols came on out. It was a 2v1 to close out against Glaive. And then here, again, only Stound surviving. So money, not flush yet. All Astralis need is 1 round, and they can really get this side going. But down to a scrappy buy, 2 AKs, 2 Deagles, and a Galil. Light utility, 3 smokes, 2 flashes. Make that 3 flashes and a Molotov in play. Astralis can't break them here. It looks like we'll be moving on to Nuke quite swiftly. Oh, the space. Device can punish.
Timing, hasn't he? Yeah, 1. Oh, the second was close on that, but Borup's still there. Borup keeps every round looking pretty competitive. Cadian now plays him from the sandbags. It's all still deadly. We're down to 3 for the T side, trying to play it back through. Keep in mind, Dupree did only have a Deagle, now got the AK. So it does get a little bit more likely, but they have no utility barring that smoke that just got put down to make anything other help him with.
Yeah, and the bomb looks like it is going back around towards scaffolding. So by the time Dupree gets on the site, the smoke will have roughly 10 seconds left, and all 3 CTs are postured up. You can see Stound looking at the sky, ready to throw his smoke. Nico to spam. Damage done, but not enough.
2 players locked in on short, though. Magus trying to get across, can't do it. Dupree tries to have a go at it. He does better. Takes Nico on the way, but Device going to get close. Oh, seen through the smoke. Borup just on the very outskirts, and he's sticking this. Dupree needs to deny the defuse, and he can't do it. That is Heroic looking very good again. These guys are so composed on this map.
Yeah, in these retakes, they seem like they have a very good idea of how they want to handle Astralis, who now, last round of the first map, potentially on the cards. They will be buying on in. That plant's fantastic for their money. They're working with the max loss bonus scenario of 3,400. And get all the goodies they require. The AK is the utility behind it as well. Heroic, keeping them to single digits. That could be quite the story moving into map number 2. We're up 25 kills, 21 for Stound, 20 for Tessa. Stound with another, make that 22. Astralis down, another opening here. Oh, Tessa's might get a freebie.
Tessa's gonna be loving this. Yeah, that's comfy. That's the bomb again.
Thank you
so
very
unfazed, backs away, smokes up. That is a huge win for him there. Back of 1 kill. What does the nade do?
Take that S attack. Oh,
somehow doesn't do the damage. Glaive outdone. Nico's on it. It looks like Heroic have truly turned up to play. This means a whole lot to the underdogs, but they just won Cologne. Can we call them that anymore? I don't know. But no matter which way you want to call it, Heroic pick up map number